Joining me now is Senator Deb Fischer, a Republican from Nebraska. Senator, thanks for coming to the show tonight.
It is great to be here, Kevin. Thank you.
I want to talk a little bit about the Waters of the United States regulation. Clearly, that's created a lot of consternation among our members, and frankly, some of the people I talk to consider it nothing more than a land grab by the EPA. How would you respond?
I would say that the EPA is trying to extend their authority, and I believe they're overreaching when they are trying to control and regulate all the water in the United States. We're used to state and local authorities having that responsibility, and they've done a good job of taking care of the needs of their states. They understand the needs of their states and their localities and really put forth some common sense. The federal government's not known for putting forth a lot of common sense on some of these rules, and this one is definitely an overreach.
So our viewers need to probably understand that this is a regulation, not a legislation. And I guess as a legislator yourself, I would ask you, how do you feel about an agency like that drafting such broad sweeping rules without the consent of Congress?
I'm also a cattleman, besides being a United States Senator. And I can tell you that when the EPA and the Corps of Engineers is trying to do this overreach, they're extending their authority in a place where Congress never anticipated that it would go. That was not the intent of Congress when the Clean Water Act was passed. All of us want clean air. All of us want clean water. But this isn't the way to go about it when you look at the proposed regulation. As a matter of fact, the Small Business Administration has urged the EPA to withdraw this proposed rule because of the impact it's going to have, a negative impact on small businesses and hitting their bottom line. This is a proposed rule that's going to really have a negative impact on farmers and ranchers, but also on everyone. Everyone, whether you're in a county official trying to build a road and you have water in the ditches, the EPA will claim that that's waters of the United States. That's not the intent of the Clean Water Act.
Just ridiculous. And I wanted you to put that rancher hat on. We were talking about you and your family out in Valentine, Nebraska. What concerns you most as a rancher, not as a senator?
Well, first of all, I am from the Sandhills in Nebraska, a very rural area of our state, a rural area of our country. We don't appreciate overregulation, and this is a case where we're seeing it. We're good stewards of the land, like most farmers and ranchers. We are good stewards of our land. We understand that we're passing it on. We take care of it. We have 3 sons that are grown and back on the ranch. We have 3 grandchildren on our ranch. We know how to take care of our land. And this rule, because of the cost involved with the permitting process, that's going to maybe stifle some of those conservation practices that farmers and ranchers use, such as terracing. And that permitting process isn't going to allow us to move forward with innovation and those great ideas where we really manage and conserve the land and the water that we have.
Well, I want to follow up on that and just say, you know the ranching business. You have neighbors and friends that are ranchers. Your family's ranchers. Help us understand, why do you believe that ranchers do or don't need oversight in order to take care of their natural resources?
Well, as I said, I believe we are good stewards of the land. We understand that this is our livelihood. This is our life. This is where we live. This is where our families live. We understand the importance of taking care of those great natural treasures that we have, our water, our land, our grass, our cattle. We believe in those conservation practices. And I think that every farmer and rancher can identify with that. When we work with our local officials, when we work with our state officials on these practices that we have and the regulations that we have to meet, that's the way it's supposed to work. It doesn't come down from the federal government telling us that everybody needs a permit unless you can prove you don't need one. That's just growing government. That's not taking care of our resources.
Well, Senator, we're so grateful to have folks like you representing our interest on Capitol Hill, and we hope that your message gets through. Thanks for coming tonight.
Thank you.